Welcome back to our channel, where stories come to life and dreams take flight. Today we're diving into the captivating world of Clara, a young woman bound by secrets and a cryptic journal that holds the key to unlocking her buried past. In a picturesque coastal town nestled between rolling hills and the vast ocean stood a quaint little bookstore that had become a sanctuary for many. Its owner, Clara, a woman in her early 20s, with eyes that mirrored the endless expanse of the sea, was known for her quiet demeanor and passion for literature. Her days were spent amidst the musty pages of old books, the soft light filtering through the window, casting an ethereal glow on the shelves laden with countless tales. But behind the calm facade of this charming bookstore and its enigmatic owner lay a story waiting to be told. A tale of loss, mystery, and the enduring power of hope. Clara's life had been irrevocably altered 5 years ago, when a tragic car accident snatched away her parents and younger brother, leaving her all alone in a world that had suddenly turned cold and unforgiving. Since then, she had barricaded herself within the sanctuary of her home and work, seeking solace in the timeless tales of fictional characters whose lives unfolded between the pages of the books she so adored. One stormy evening, as rain lashed against the window panes and wind howled like a restless spirit, the bell above the door chimed, announcing a customer. Through the veil of falling rain, a figure emerged, their face obscured by a wide-brimmed hat. They walked slowly, their steps heavy as if burdened by the weight of the storm and something more. Their gaze was fixed on the counter where they placed a worn, leather-bound journal. Its edges softened with age, a testament to countless hands that might have touched it before. No name, no note, nothing but a single word etched onto the cover in what appeared to be her mother's handwriting: truth. A myriad of emotions flickered across Clara's face: surprise, curiosity, and a hint of trepidation. It felt as though a ghost from her past had materialized before her, bringing with it long-forgotten memories and unsettling questions. Yet there was something about the journal, perhaps the very essence of the untold stories it held, that compelled Clara to reach out and touch it. In that moment, she knew she couldn't ignore it. She had to open it. As she sat alone in her dimly lit apartment that night, surrounded by the ghosts of memories both joyful and painful, Clara finally cracked open the journal. Its pages smelled faintly of lavender, like an old friend's embrace. The first entry she read was penned in her mother's familiar handwriting. "The secret you've buried will set you free." These words echoed in Clara's heart, stirring a whirlwind of emotions within her. What secret was her mother referring to, and how could it possibly set her free from the shackles of her grief? As she delved deeper into the journal, each page unveiled more pieces of the puzzle, leading Clara closer to the truth of her mother's hidden past. The entries spoke of an ancient order dedicated to the pursuit of emotional healing through the power of storytelling. This secret society, shrouded in mystery and intrigue, had been her mother's true calling, a truth that had remained concealed until now. Amongst these revelations, Clara discovered a recurring motif, a mysterious artifact spoken of in hushed tones, an object said to possess the power to mend broken hearts. Could this be the answer to her own heartache? The key to unlocking the door to her grief? The mere notion sent a shiver down her spine, a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Clara's mother's final entry contained a clue, a cryptic message that hinted at the location of this mystical artifact. According to the journal, the object was hidden somewhere in the town. It's concealed within the labyrinthine corridors of a long-abandoned lighthouse that stood as a silent sentinel overlooking the restless sea. Driven by a desperate hope and armed with the journal as her guide, Clara embarked on a quest to find the lighthouse. As she ventured into the town's forgotten corners, she couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being watched. As if unseen eyes were following her every move, their presence both unnerving and unsettling. The abandoned lighthouse loomed on the edge of town, its weathered exterior and crumbling walls bearing silent witness to countless storms endured. As Clara stepped inside, the air grew heavy with anticipation, and a faint, ethereal glow emanated from the floorboards above. With bated breath, she made her way up the winding stairs, each step echoing in the eerie silence. At the top, she found a loose floorboard. Beneath it, she discovered a small, intricately carved box that hummed softly, emitting a warm, inviting glow. Inside lay a small, smooth crystal that pulsed with an inner light, and a letter addressed to Clara. With trembling hands, she opened the letter, her eyes scanning the words that revealed the truth of her mother's love and sacrifice. The crystal, it seemed, was not just an artifact, but a tangible piece of her mother's heart. A fragment of her soul that had been preserved all these years. Her mother had known the dangers that lurked in the shadows, the threats that still persisted, and she had ensured that this part of her, this essence of their bond, would be passed on to Clara. Overcome with emotion, Clara clutched the crystal close. It radiated warmth, a comforting sensation that spread through her body, chasing away the lingering chill of her grief. But the journal had also warned of danger, of watchful eyes that had followed Clara to this very place. Suddenly, the sound of crashing waves seemed louder, the creaking of the lighthouse more ominous. A dark shadow detached itself from the gloom at the top of the stairs, descending slowly, deliberately. Fear tightened its grip on Clara's chest as the figure drew closer, their face shrouded in darkness, their intentions unclear. Mind raced, trying to comprehend the threat that loomed before her. Who was this person, and what did they want? Just as the figure reached out, a hand closing in on her shoulder, Clara's phone vibrated in her pocket, the screen illuminating the unknown caller's number. A wave of relief washed over her as she saw the 3-digit code for her local police department. It was as if her subconscious had guided her, urging her to seek help. As the officer listened intently, his tone shifting to concern, Clara found her voice, whispering the chilling details of the cryptic journal, the abandoned lighthouse, and the looming threat that still lingered within its shadowed halls. Hanging up the phone, Clara's heart pounded in her chest, a frantic rhythm against her ribs. She clutched the journal and the crystal close, their presence a small comfort in the face of the unknown danger that now threatened to engulf her. Moments stretched into an eternity as the distant sirens wailed in the night, their urgency echoing her own fear. Trusting in the police presence, Clara made her way to the window. Peering out into the stormy night, she watched as several police cars arrived, their flashing lights momentarily banishing the darkness. Suddenly, a figure stumbled out from behind a nearby rock formation, their silhouette illuminated by a flashlight. Startled, Clara gasped, recognizing the hunched shoulders and the wide-brimmed hat. It was the enigmatic visitor from the bookstore, the one who had brought her the journal. As he approached, she could see that he had been injured, his face bearing a cut that stained his white shirt crimson. With newfound determination, Clara rushed to help, her earlier fear giving way to compassion. The man looked up, his eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice hoarse. "You must leave this place. They won't stop until they have the crystal." His words hung in the air, a sobering reminder of the danger that still lurked. "Who are you?" Clara asked, her voice trembling slightly, but her resolve firm. "I am here to protect you," he replied, his gaze unwavering. As dawn broke, painting the sky with hues of gold and purple, Clara found herself standing on the threshold of a new understanding. The sleepy coastal town was no longer just a refuge for her grief-stricken heart. It was a battleground where ancient secrets and modern-day threats collided. She looked at Liam, his face etched with determination, his presence a shield against the encroaching darkness. Beside him stood a couple of officers, their faces grim, ready to confront the shadows that had haunted her for so long. But even as the sun rose higher, casting its light on the determined faces and the glint of steel, Clara knew that this was only the beginning. The secret that had been buried for so long was now out in the open, and with it came a host of challenges that threatened to engulf her. Yet as she took a deep breath, the cool morning air filling her lungs, she felt a surge of strength. She was not alone. She had friends, allies, and a love that had endured even the harshest of winters. And as she looked towards the horizon, she saw not just the promise of a new day, but the dawning of a new chapter in her life, a chapter filled with courage, resilience, and the enduring power of hope.